Blog Talk Radio.
This episode of Video Marketing Madness is made possible by freevideoeditor.co. If you've been looking for a video editor that does all the advanced features of programs like Premiere or Final Cut Pro, but don't want to spend the hundreds or thousands of dollars, then head on over to freevideoeditor.co, where you can download our video editor, which is for Mac, PC, and even for Linux, believe it or not. And you can start doing all sorts of advanced editing completely for free. Once again, that's at freevideoeditor.co. And on today's episode, we have YouTube ads expert Justin Sardi, who's going to talk to us all about those YouTube ads and how to make money with them. Should be sweet.
Yeah.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.
It's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper. If you got a question for Ray, you can go to raythevideoguy.com/ask, A-S-K, leave your question. And if Ray answers it, you'll win all kinds of great marketing stuff. And we got a question coming up at the end of the show from Keith.
Yes, we do.
Our Facebook page. Yes, we do. Like our Facebook page, Video Marketing Madness. Follow us on Twitter, Video MKT Madness. Plenty of useful tips. Let's see, 818-369-1423. We're live at 2 o'clock Eastern on Thursday. And if you got a question for Justin, I'm getting a little feedback in your speakers there, Ray, just FYI.
In my speakers?
Well, it could be Justin's too. I don't know.
I'll mute and see real quick. Let me know.
Yeah, and Justin, I'm not important. I'm just the producer, so don't worry about me.
That's right. So we don't listen to him at all.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, don't pay no attention to me. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Well,
you
it's
know
exciting.
him, you love him. Here he is, Ray the Video Guy.
That's right. It is me, and it's another Thursday, and we're excited because we're talking about YouTube video ads. And Steve, do you use video ads at all?
Sorry, I just put myself on mute. I was wondering what that switch was.
I thought I lost the show for a second.
I know. Fortunately, I didn't shut the show off. Yeah, I do. I have, when I stand up my stuff, I do a lot of backlinking, and I can't prove this, but I still believe buying those $5 worth of ads. And keep in mind, Justin, what I do is a lot of Google ranking for attorneys. But I find that getting some views right away helps me keep stuff on page one. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah.
In fact, Daryl talks about that specifically, and he says that it is the most vital thing you can do is get views right away.
Sorry, I put myself on mute again. Okay, I'm going to leave my microphone on. I'm going to leave it. Yeah, we had Daryl on the show, and he did say it was imperative to get those views right away. So I find that helps, and I didn't have to spend any extra budget because I used to do it on Fiverr years ago. So I just take that $5 and hand it to Google. Now, I will tell you that the customer service is outstanding. Anytime I have an issue, I get on chat with them. They treat me like I'm $1 million client.
Yes.
And I'm probably spending I don't know, $50 a week or something. I'm not, but they treat me like I'm $1 million client. So I like the customer service, and it does help me from a ranking standpoint. And of course, you can, Daryl knows what he's talking about. And as soon as he told me that, I took it to the bank.
Yeah, and I found the same thing. Very, very good customer service. I've had the agents actually contact me to try and help me. Like, I didn't even contact them. They came to me and asked, hey, how can we help?
Oh, no kidding.
And, hey, let's do this. Oh, yeah. So it's pretty exciting, which is different because on Facebook, they just try to ban you instead. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Totally different customer service experience.
Now, Justin, I did buy a course that you put out about a year and a half ago. And it gets into some fairly sophisticated stuff as far as targeting and things. So I've got a little bit of an idea of what you're doing. In fact, somewhere around here, I got all the screenshots that I saved, and in case I need to go back to it. So yeah, I've heard of you before. I know what you do. I know where you live. No.
Oh, great.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
we were debating, Justin. Have we had you on the radio before? I thought we had.
Not on. I don't think on this show. No.
Not on the show.
I know
Okay.
we've done Hangouts before, Ray, but
Sure. Okay, so
Yeah,
I wasn't sure about that. I couldn't recall. It's been over 2 years now, believe it or not.
nice.
Wow. And the radio show's been on since June of 2013. And Justin, I've heard your name so many times. I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, so I didn't know if you were on the show or not. But I've heard your name so many times. So yeah.
As a matter of fact, Justin, we really haven't let you get on here and talk yet. So welcome to the show, Justin Sardi. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and why people should be dropping everything they're doing and listening to you right now?
Yeah, for sure. And thanks for having me, guys. Really excited to be here. So basically, what I do a lot of YouTube stuff, AdWords for video or YouTube ads in particular. So I do client work as well as, a lot of affiliate promotions for myself. I make training courses that help other marketers get completely up to speed, very comfortable with the AdWords for video platform, and, help them use that to either collect leads, make sales, or, just build their business or their brand up in general. So that's kind of what I do. I also have a couple pieces of software that help with the entire process because, as I have been going through and setting up these ads, I obviously found things that take too much time that I didn't want to do. So I made some software to automate that process as well. So basically I focus on YouTube ads or AdWords for video.
And just for the record, your software, which TubeSift, I believe, is the one you're referring to there, or at least one of the ones you're referring to, we actually used that to get a very big client to jump on board. They were very impressed by the information we could pull up very quickly with that. So
awesome.
We appreciate that software. Very good stuff. So let me start by asking you this. Now, I've been doing YouTube ads for quite a while. I've been recommending that everybody does YouTube ads. Even after all this time, I still consider myself a novice at this. What new things are going on that we should be paying attention to right away?
Well, as of right now, they're actually making a big push towards, making more mobile-friendly ad types. So that's something that's kind of happening right now. They're also making a big push. They actually just released a new way that you can integrate your Google Merchant Center for selling physical products, just any kind of e-commerce, that you can integrate that with your ads now as well. So they're really trying to make that push over into the e-commerce side and just tap into the whole mobile traffic side of things as well. Other than that, the ads are pretty much the same.
Nice. And, I was watching, for those of you that are listening live and that got my email this morning, we sent you not only the link for the radio show, but we sent you a link to some free videos that Justin has put out over the last couple of days. And one of them talks about something that pretty startling, a 9,000% return on investment with YouTube ads. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. So as I mentioned, I do some affiliate marketing, and that's one of my favorite things to do just because, I like seeing, I like sending out an email or throwing up a video and watching sales come in. It's really fun for me. Kind of like gambling, especially when I'm using ad spend, right? So it's cool. And that was actually an affiliate promotion for a large product. It was called The Amazing Selling Machine. Actually, some people may have heard of it. It was at that time, I think a $3,000 or $4,000 course. Now it's up to $5,000. They just keep increasing the price. But yeah, for that particular promotion, we had no list. I was not in the e-commerce space at all. I knew a little bit about it because I'd kind of gone through that course and basically just made some content. We set up a simple YouTube channel, put a bunch of content on there, and ended up spending $716 and maybe 13 cents or something like that in ad spend and making $66,300 some dollars in commissions. So we actually sold double that, but commission was 50%. And that was in 11 days. It was crazy. We had no list. And well, we built one up in the process, but before, prior to starting that promotion, had like no connections in e-commerce. It was a very crowded launch, and we were able to make a good chunk of sales.
Oh, that's awesome. And, and a lot of people don't realize how, and I don't want to say easy because it takes a lot of prep. It takes a lot of setup, but how easy it is to just use a video and make money on those big launches. Back a few years ago, that's exactly what I did. I had never done any sort of affiliate promotion before, and somebody roped me into making videos for this one product, and we did the same thing. We made $30,000 in like 5 days. And I've never seen money like that in my life.
Nice. Is that client you were talking about earlier?
This is going back years ago, before I'd ever gotten into this business, really. I was just a lowly video producer from TV land.
Nice.
But very, very impressive stuff. Now, I can't sit here and claim the type of returns that you have. That's pretty incredible. But I can tell you from my experience, for instance, on some of these affiliate promotions, even on ones that are only, products that are $10, $20, $30, $50, I've done ad spends of $5 and made back $300, $10, made back $500, that kind of thing. And it blows me away how easy it is, especially on those smaller ones, to be able to do that. So what are some of
Ray,
your...
I got a question now.
Sure, go for it.
And this would be for both of you. So Ray, I watch all your emails that go out because occasionally I get something that I can really use. I'm thinking of the little plug-in in Chrome for getting leads.
Oh,
man, that's been huge for me. I mean, just absolutely huge. But so when you're targeting on the affiliate side, and Ray and Justin, you can both answer this, but how do you do your targeting? If you're going to sell an affiliate widget, how do you do the targeting? I'm
going to default that to Justin because I'm going to take notes because he's probably going to laugh at me if I said how I do it. So
okay. And Justin, we laugh at Ray a lot. We're not laughing with him. We're laughing
at him, right? Yeah, definitely. So there's a couple ways to go about this. So first, I should mention there are two types of ads that I focus on. There's the in-stream ads and the in-display ads. Now, the in-stream ads are the ones that everybody thinks of when they hear YouTube ads. Those are those pre-roll ads that you see before the video you want to watch, right? So there's those, and then there's also in-display ads, and those are the search engine results. So remember, YouTube is the second largest search engine behind Google on the internet right now. So there's a massive amount of search traffic, and people are looking to have problems solved. So when somebody does a search, we see those top two videos that say ad. Well, those are the in-display ads. So there's two different kinds, and I target them differently. So the in-display ad, let's say we were promoting that Amazon product I was talking about as an affiliate. We would then set up a keyword list saying every time somebody searches for amazing selling machine bonus, similar to how you would do with launch jacking and ranking a video on Google. I basically do the exact same thing, only I shortcut or, cut to the front of the line by paying Google to put my ad up there. So we could target by keywords there. And every time somebody searches, our ad shows up, and that also jumps us in front of all our competitors. So that's cool. And then there's the in-stream ad, and we could target those by either saying, hey, I want my ad to run in front of any video related to this topic. And we could do that by finding all these different placements. And, sometimes your competitors actually have monetization enabled and allow you to run video ads in front of their videos. I don't think they mean to do that, but it definitely happens. So I do that a lot. Whenever I can find any of my competitors' videos that allow me to put an ad in front of it, I definitely go about that route. And then, like I said, keywords, you could target based on interest. So I basically just go through all the different targeting groups available for me and set all of those up and just say, all right, I'm going to run an ad for this targeting group, which is topics. So people watching videos about, selling physical products. And, just kind of go down the list of targeting options and then figure out which ones are converting and which ones aren't and just scale from there.
Nice.
Now
and just for the record, you probably wouldn't have laughed at me.
What was that?
You probably wouldn't have laughed at me. I kind of do the same way, so that's good to know.
Well,
yeah, so, throw them all out there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kind of jumping
no,
on you guys. Well, then I got
go
another
ahead,
question.
Steve.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. Then I got another question, and then after that, I'll put myself back on mute and shut up, so I'm not interrupting you guys. But so for affiliate, that's a great way to go about getting sales. Do you see it working from a local marketing standpoint, Justin?
Yeah, actually, the way I got into these types of ads was actually working for a client. So one of my first clients was a sushi restaurant. And what we did for them was, so you can geo-target using these types of ads. So what they wanted to get more people in for their lunch special, right? So what we did is used it just like a television commercial. We used an in-stream ad, and we're able to target people within I forget what it was, it may be like a 10-mile radius of their business, right? And so anybody within a 10-mile radius would then see our in-stream ad advertising their lunch special. And we would say, hey, like sushi, come on down, here's our lunch special, whatever. We also use that to build them a list by giving out coupons. And we're able to get more people in the door by doing that. So for that particular promotion, we actually didn't really use specific targeting because we figured, everybody eats. So that was the target. We just used the location targeting there.
Now, a quick follow-up to that. When you do that, because I've done that, I've kind of done it in the wave the magic wand sort of way, which is I've just done it and not thought about the way that it works, and it's worked well. Doing that same type of thing. But I've always wondered on that, when you just target a local area like that, is it just playing it on anything randomly that people in that area are looking at?
Yeah, and that's
nice.
That's the cool thing. So a lot of people want to, and this is one of the things that I struggled with at first to kind of learn this in the process. I wanted to put my video ad on videos about sushi or something very targeted and related. So
right.
We said, all right, well, we only want to run our ads to people in this 10-mile radius who are foodies, right? And, whatever it may be, layered those targeting options up there. And it basically restricted our campaign. So we got 0 views because a 10-mile radius is not very big. But people in a 10-mile radius are definitely watching YouTube videos. So we found that it worked a lot better to just open up that targeting and keep it for anybody in that 10-mile radius, because otherwise it just got too restricted.
Yeah, that's the exact same thing that I found when I was doing it as well, is I'd get to the end of the day and be, well, I didn't spend a single penny because nobody watched.
Right.
But, and even in a decent-sized city, once I did go wide like that, the great thing is I couldn't spend a lot of money. It was impossible. They're just, I would put $5 a day just to test out for a client, and even with wide, an area and open like that without restricting it, I couldn't even spend $5 a day, but they were getting phone calls.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing. Like they are so targeted that it's very effective. Even if you're not spending a ton, they're still getting extremely targeted, leads back to their business. So.
Yeah, and for anybody listening out there, I mean, if you're getting into this is the way that I've done it. If you're trying to get into the local markets, I've just used a tracking number, put a video out there, and then run ads to it. Just like you would, in the old days, we talked about putting a video out there, ranking it, getting some phone calls, and then selling it. You can do the same thing with ads. Put it out there, use a tracking number, and then just run ads to it, and you're going to start getting calls. And you can sell that off that day. I mean, literally the same day that you put it up, you could have calls that you could be selling off.
Yeah, definitely. And I know you actually had a product about using cards or annotations for like click to call, which is something, I haven't tried that out, but that would definitely work with these types of ads, right?
Oh, it absolutely would. In fact, another mutual friend of ours, Tommy Powers, he talks about that everyone, he doesn't do so much with cards because most of his stuff is desktop, and he works with, Fortune 500 companies and things like that more than what we do. But he found that the annotations made a huge difference.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I'm running my ads, I make sure to use cards annotations and that little link in the bottom left, just because why not? The more places you give someone to click, the better.
Nice. And I completely agree. Just as much as you possibly can, you might as well use it. So learn it. I mean, it's not hard. It takes a little bit. You have to jump through a lot of hoops, but they're not hard. Just have to know what the hoops are.
Yeah, and it's basic, basic YouTube channel optimization, really. I mean, from there, if you have the basic channel and have it enabled the right way, you just start pushing. I mean, really what AdWords for Video does is allow you to get extra traffic that's very targeted to your videos.
Yep.
And Justin, your courses are still out there, right?
Yeah, we actually have one coming up tomorrow.
Okay. So all you Ray the Video Guy fans, be looking for an email on that. Right, Ray?
Oh, yes. You will definitely be getting an email on it. In fact, you already have.
I told you I was going to shut up and quit interrupting, but I lied. Sorry.
That's okay. Hey, you know what? It's all about learning. And for those of you, if you're joining us live right now, we are live on the air with Justin Sardi, the YouTube ads expert. And Steve just opened up the bag here, but Justin, you do have a new product coming out called Video X or Video Xtreme. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and what people can expect out of that?
Yeah, for sure. So, I have launched a few products in the past. They were a little bit more basic, just as far as how, basic setup, how to do everything, getting everybody familiar with the platform. But what we wanted to do with this one was add in case studies and real life examples of what exactly we and our students have been able to achieve using these types of ads. So basically put together a much more comprehensive course, diving into a few specific ad campaigns that I'm currently running, and just really tried to cover every angle as far as, selling physical products with these. I've been driving traffic to Shopify stores, actually. And, the other day we spent $10 and made $20 in sales. So the ROI is definitely there. Yeah, it's been neat. It's something that I haven't played around with until recently. But everybody's doing Shopify now. You see those ads everywhere. And so I really wanted to figure out, how do I use these types of ads to help people, or, to even help myself make more sales. So we set up a basic store, started running some traffic, very minimal knowledge, and we're able to, get a positive ROI right off the bat, which was awesome. So we have that. We've got some client case studies, obviously the affiliate marketing case studies, as I talked about. I've been building lists with these things. We've actually been getting leads in the range of 30 to 50 cents in the IM niche, which is nice. Unheard of almost.
And by the way, notice what he said there, folks. He said leads, not views. He said leads.
Yeah, no, these are people opting into my email list. And I've actually been using these ads to sell TubeSift as well. So once somebody opts in, I actually found out it's costing me $10 a month, $10 total to get a new customer that pays $47 a month.
Nice. That's incredible.
So, yeah. So we've been able to do some really cool stuff. So with this new course, we're basically, putting all of that out there and just sharing these real world case studies, because I feel that that for me, and I know a lot of other people, when you can actually see how something's done, see the ad, the funnel, all that stuff, it just gets those wheels spinning and makes it much easier to get out there, take action, and get a successful campaign up and running. Then, it's much easier if you see real world examples as opposed to just seeing, all right, here's how I set everything up. Then you have to kind of visualize it all the way through. So, So that's what we're really trying to do with this, is make it so anybody can jump in with any niche and just start seeing great results right away. We've got two pieces of software bundled in to help get. One of them helps you get your YouTube channel up and running quickly. It's a whole channel art creator, because that was one thing that would hold me up. I'd have to go to Fiverr and communicate with the designer, which, no big deal, but it did set me back 2 or 3 days. And now I can just pump out my own channel art very quickly, just to, test a channel out. I can always go make something, have a professional designer do it later, but no need really. The other one's a keyword comparison tool to help you know which keyword is the right one to target, because one of the benefits of running traffic to your video is your video is naturally going to climb the search engine results. So you want to make sure that you've optimized it for the correct keyword from the bat or off the bat, so that once you start driving traffic, you're ranking for the right keyword and you don't have to change things later.
Nice. And I'll tell you, you know, when it comes to all of that, there's a lot of people out there that are afraid to run ads. You know, they'll sit there and go, well, I can rank a video and it's free. You know, why should I spend money? Go over why it's so much better to just spend a little bit of money than it is to just try and rank organically and hope it ranks and wait a while and all that other fun stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, the only problem that, and this is actually another reason I got into these video ads, is I was kind of impatient. Some of these more difficult keywords to rank for are very difficult to rank for. And a lot of times you're not going to be able to rank for them, especially those high dollar keywords, or, you know, those ones that are in demand, the ones you actually want to target. Sometimes it's harder to rank for. So using these types of ads, you can actually skip to the front of the line, and, you know, you have a huge advantage by just getting your message in front of people when they're searching for what you have to offer. Right. And so, I mean, that's one of the reasons. It's very quick. I mean, you can have traffic flowing to your videos within, you know, I mean, 2 seconds after they approve your ad, which usually takes, you know, somewhere or an hour or under, something like that. So you set up an ad campaign, you instantly have traffic going to your videos. And the other benefit to running these types of ads is the fact that when you normally rank a video, it's going to rank for what, maybe 1 or 2 keywords.
Right.
So you're only getting exposure when somebody's searching for that specific keyword. Well, let's use, you know, dog training, for example, or something like that, or an acne treatment. So if you're only ranking for treat acne, well, people also search for cure acne or clear up acne, or, you know, there's a lot more out there. So when you start running these ads, you're able to tap into all of those keywords, as well as, you know, interests, topics, put them in front of other videos, and you just really broaden your reach with the exact same video. So it just opens up a whole nother world of possibilities instantly.
Beautiful. I love that. Now, let me ask you this, because this is, when it comes to the in-display ads, that to me is very, very easy. You know, I mean, you're just getting it in front of people that are searching, just like you would anything else. When it comes to the in-display stuff, it gets a little bit more intricate. Now, obviously, in some cases, you know, you're going to target certain videos. You're going to put your stuff in front of that. When you're creating those in-stream video ads, how are you setting that up? As far as, are you creating a video that is specifically just an ad, or are you taking an existing video and having it run before it that happens to be promotional? How are you handling that portion of things?
Yeah, so with the in-stream ads, those I usually don't promote an entire video, so I make a specific video for that purpose. And the reason being is it's kind of a different format, right? So nobody's going to watch a 5-minute video as an in-stream ad. I mean, they might if your targeting is dead on and your video is very engaging. But for the most part, with these in-stream ads, I like to think of them as movie trailers. So you're not going to go watch a whole movie before you go watch your other movie when you're in the theaters, right? So they give you the highlights and want to pique your attention and get you to watch the whole movie later. Sort of the same thing with these in-stream ads is you want to give them the highlights and, you know, tell them, hey, take this action, which is click, to, you know, watch the whole video or, you know, learn more about what I have to offer. So it's sort of like a teaser trying to get them to jump on over and take whatever action you desire. Whereas those in-display ads, those can be a normal video. And a lot of times I'll just promote my videos as in-display ads to get that extra, you know, get those extra views and help with the SEO.
And that's exactly what I've done a lot of times is I'll focus on the in-display, but then I'll just kind of throw the video out there, get some views by, you know, putting it in the other way. Now, when you're running one of those pre-roll ads, are you mentioned linking to the main video or linking to a product? Where do you typically send them? And the other part of that is, if you're sending them to your channel or to another video, those get approved very, very easily.
Oh yeah, no problem. I've never had an ad disapproved that I was sending somewhere else in YouTube.
Now, what about if you're using an in-display ad and sending it to another page?
I've found, and I may be wrong on this, but I have found that I've never had a problem getting those approved either, because you're actually, from what I understand, you're actually just driving traffic to that video, right? So that is technically the landing page is the video, and YouTube's not going to say, oh no, this, I mean, I guess if it's a video they don't allow, that might be a different thing, if it violates their YouTube policy. But as long as it's a video that's a normal video, you can drive traffic to that video, and then YouTube doesn't actually have the same landing page standards as AdWords. As long as you have an associated website, you can drive that traffic wherever on that website. So that's honestly one thing that I've done in the past is just ran an in-display ad when I had some issues getting my landing page approved, because it's on my site, and I basically just, use that annotation to drive traffic. I'm technically not promoting that site. There's just an annotation in the video, which is the YouTube side of things and not the AdWords side of things.
Beautiful. You kind of read my mind with that question and took it exactly where I was I was intending for it to go, because that's exactly what I've discovered is things that I've promoted directly to a squeeze page, which would never be allowed in AdWords.
Actually,
and sorry, let me change that. I've driven from the ad to a video that went to the squeeze page, to be more precise.
Yeah. I've actually found, so you asked where I usually send my traffic to. And honestly, a lot of times, squeeze pages. And I'm actually able to go directly from an in-stream video to a squeeze page now. I think they've maybe lightened up on their policy or something, because I just helped another marketer and his wife just last night get an ad up, and I told them, they showed me their squeeze page they were sending traffic to. I was like, there's no way you're getting that approved. It's too short. There's nothing on there.
No link. No.
And I mean, they did have the privacy policy terms and conditions and contact us, which I told them, very minimum, you have to have that. Well, they wake up this morning, their ad's approved and traffic's running. I was like, wow, did not see that happening. But, and I've actually been running traffic to squeeze pages. They have a little more information than just a box and like, put your email here. But they've actually been pretty lenient recently as far as I've noticed.
Yeah, we ran an experiment that just went straight to a very basic lead page, literally lead pages, and no problems whatsoever. And we built a list of 400 people in like 3 days.
Nice.
So nice. It was very easy. It was a great little experiment. The only sad part is I was more interested in the experiment than I was in the list. And so all these people got on the list, and then I said, well, I have nothing to mail to them now.
Right.
Completely random niche. It was magic tricks.
Yeah, I remember you had a little product about that, the case study.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So for $5, $5 over 3 days, we got 400 people. So
that's crazy.
It was good, but then I had nothing to do with the people afterwards.
Right.
But hey, what are you going to do? And the reason I tested that is because I kind of discovered that that's what was happening to my main list, but I just wasn't paying attention to that because, we've got people opting in from all sorts of different places, and I kind of just figured out that I'm like, wait a minute, people are opting in from here too, and that's why I tested that, because it was so cheap and it worked so well and it was so easy to do that you couldn't go wrong with it. So let me ask you this, because we won't keep you too much longer here. We know you've got a lot to do over the next 24 hours or so to get ready for Video X, which will be hitting the streets tomorrow. The last question that I want to ask you, and Steve, if you've got any, you can jump in afterwards and ask as well. But when I'm running my ads, when I'm running, if I'm creating that specific trailer ad, like you said, is there anything specific that we should be doing with those ads? Anything that should definitely be in there or definitely not be in that little trailer?
Yeah. So, definitely put calls to action in those videos. Basically, if you remember, or if you've noticed, I'm sure you have 5 seconds to basically capture your viewer's attention, right? And the way that those ads work is you actually pay if somebody watches 30 seconds or the entire video, whichever comes first. Well, most of the time my ads are somewhere in the minute to minute and 30-second range, but you have to get your call to action in before the first 30 seconds, right? Because think about it, if somebody watches 35 seconds and whatever, maybe even a minute, and then they decide to skip and your call to action, you haven't even given them a chance to learn more or explain what the ad's even for. It just doesn't make sense. So I get my call to action in the first 30 seconds, then explain a little bit more about what needs to be explained, and then have another call to action. And a lot of times I'll just leave that call to action up for another 30 seconds because you've already paid for the view, right, after 30 seconds. So why not make it a little bit longer?
That's exactly what I do. I just let it hang at the end.
Yeah, and then, a lot of times I'll pop in and say, well, what are you waiting for? Click this. Just at the very end. And I'm like, huh?
Very good.
So yeah, I mean, definitely have your call to action within the first 30 seconds because after that, you pay.
Beautiful. Well, I love that, Justin. This has been some absolutely amazing information. I absolutely love this. I am a huge fan of using YouTube ads. And for those of you that have followed me for a long time, you may notice I used to talk a lot about ranking videos, and now I talk a lot about paying for that instead. Because in the end, we think of ranking videos as free traffic, but think about it. When you're ranking a video, you're probably spending money. You're using OnlyWire, which costs you every month to send social bookmarks, or you're paying somebody on Fiverr to do this or that. You might as well just pay YouTube directly. It's going to cost less and have a much bigger return in the end. So, Justin, I appreciate that. And for those of you who are interested in learning a lot more about what Justin's talking about in detail and see all those great case studies, I highly recommend you check out Video X. I'll be sending out an email with more information. But I did send out the email this morning that sends you to Justin's page where you can watch the free videos, and we'll post that after the show is over. We will post that link so that you can head on over to there, and it'll be on the Facebook group. And tomorrow we'll be hitting it live, but later today I'll be sending out an email with some bonuses, and we've got some really, really good bonuses for this one, including I'm going to mail you out a Pocket Video Pro Kit if you purchase through my link. So you're actually going to get a lapel microphone and a tripod mount so you can use your smartphone as your camera and make some award-winning videos. So
nice. Yes, the audio is huge when it comes to videos. I can't tell you how many times I've seen ads that are just terrible because you can't hear.
Yep, and that's the number one reason people turn away is bad audio. So
yep,
you'll get one of those. It's a $97 value by itself, and we've got a lot of other bonuses to go along with it. And Justin has thrown in a bunch of bonuses as well. So check that out. The bonus page is not up right now, I don't believe, but it will be at raisebonuses.com/videox. So you can check that out. It may be up already. I can't recall if I published it or not yet. But it will be up shortly. We're still adding some bonuses in there, but those are some of the great bonuses you will get. And you will learn all sorts of stuff about video ads, and you'll be able to make a ton of money. And I don't say that very often. I don't make those claims very often because you never know, but this is just something where I know straight out, because it's so easy to do and I've done it so many times, when you know how to use YouTube ads, and I still consider myself a novice, but when you know how to do them, you will make money back, period, end of story. And I never make that kind of claim. So, Justin, I appreciate you coming on here and talking about this today. Any last words you have for everybody?
No, I mean, I would say, there's very low barrier to entry. If you're thinking about getting into running these types of ads, AdWords is actually giving away $100 free ad credit when you spend just $25. That's actually how I started learning these. At the time, they were actually giving away $100 for nothing. But AdWords takes on 99% of the risk for you by giving you ad spend. So really, you have nothing to lose. So just get out there, run some ads, and you'll see results quickly. I mean, you're getting targeted traffic to your videos. So,
yeah, and for those of you who have never done it before, you're a little nervous about it, go to your video manager inside YouTube and just look up that little word that says promote. And that's a great way to just get started learning how to do this, because they will walk you through how to just promote your video to get views. And you'll kind of see how that works. You'll get to see the back end, and it'll get up and running very, very quickly and easily. So you might want to start there, just get it going and learn from there. But, it's a great, great, great way to start getting traffic and make some extra dough and help your clients. So there you go. Justin, once again, I appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. And had some. It's always nice to talk with other people who, know about the platform, because these questions are a lot more engaging and advanced than some of the other people who,
Well, hopefully the audience will get it as well, because I know a lot of these guys are using AdWords, or at least trying to use it, because we've been teaching it for a little while, at least in my novice sort of way, but highly recommend it.
It's been over a year. I mean, think about Vid Summit last year, 2014.
Absolutely.
That was the big thing, was the YouTube. Yeah.
Yep. Very big stuff.
Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, guys.
Okay, take care.
All right, see you guys later.
Yep. Okay, now it's time for Ray the Video Guy.
Yes, indeed. It's time for Ask the Video Guy.
Come on.
Hi, Ray. Look, my name's Keith anyway. I was looking at Insta thumbnail that you were advertising. And my question is, how do you apply the thumbnail into a client's website or even in YouTube?
All right. Well, that's a great question. Of course, we're talking about YouTube thumbnails here. And if I haven't said it before, I will say it now. One of the most important tools you can have inside of YouTube is those thumbnails. They are like billboards. And if you get to page 1 of YouTube or page 1 of Google, or you're running a video ad, that thumbnail is like a billboard sticking right in their faces. So you definitely want to get good at making those thumbnails. And the product he's talking about, Insta Thumbnail, was by Joey Zotto. And what it does is it actually pulls your video in, and you can use a clip from your video, and then you can put some overlays on it and some graphics and make a really nice thumbnail. Well, the way you use that afterwards is, once you've created the thumbnail, you need to actually go into your YouTube account, go into the back end, and check out your settings. Make sure that the little thumbnail icon, or the little section that says thumbnail, the little icon is turned green. If it's not turned green, that means you can't use YouTube thumbnails. So what you have to do is make sure that your partner, go to the top of the page and hit enable, or you can hit that, make videos longer than 10 minutes or whatever it says there. And that will allow you to become a partner with YouTube. Once you do that, you will have access to the thumbnails. And once that's the case, as soon as you upload a video, you'll see those 3 little thumbnails at the bottom. And right next to them will be a button to upload your own thumbnail. Click that, upload your thumbnail, and there you go. Now, when you take that video and embed it on your website, that thumbnail will go along with it, and that's what you'll see on the screen if you're not auto-playing it. So that's it. Nice and easy. Just make sure your YouTube partner, go in and check in the back end and make sure that it's green. And if it's not, enable the partnership, and you should get it. You should be good. So there you go.
Now, he also asked about websites too, which I just upload it to the media. I use WordPress, but I add it as media and then plug it in, and then I do a hot link to it, which is pretty easy.
Yes, you can do that as well. And I took a shot at it in a different way, which is when you upload your video, if you embed your video in the page, it'll show that thumbnail. But you're right. If you want to bring it in separately, just go back into your WordPress, upload that image, and use that to link to the video, and you can do the same thing. So either way,
I'm a little brain dead today, which
that's
is
okay. I understand. We're used to that, so it's okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm smoking that pot. So
yes,
as if. It's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper. Today's show made possible by freevideoeditor.co. It's the free video editor that you can download for Windows, Mac, or Linux,
and you can start editing like a professional today. You got transitions and filters and 3-point editing and editing of 4K video and 3D text to add to your videos and all that other fun stuff. You can get it right now. Head on over to freevideoeditor.co.
Got a question for Ray? It's raythevideoguy.com/ask. You can leave your question like Keith did, and if Ray answers it, you'll get all kinds of goodies.
Yes, indeed.
Like great video marketing stuff. Facebook page is Video Marketing Madness. Twitter, Video MKT Madness. I post all kinds of useful information every day.
He does. I agree.
Yeah. Can I get a witness?
Amen, brother. Amen.
Amen, brother. All right. Well, why don't you wrap it up and we'll do the jingle there.
Yes. So we'll see you all next week. Wait, we don't have a holiday or anything, right? No, we're good.
No.
All right. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. For Steve Sleeper, I'm Ray the Video Guy. Get out there and start learning those video ads.
Yeah, and have fun.
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.